Welcome to your weekly Open the Door to Tai Chi lesson. As we continue our discussion of the principles and using different forms for those principles, I thought we'd return to Dr. Yang Ming because today we're going to talk about breathing. And there's some things that he says in here that are very insightful, very interesting, should calm you down, and I really do mean that, should calm you about your breathing pattern with Tai Chi. So in regulating the breath, he says, regulating the breath means to regulate your breathing until it is calm, smooth, and peaceful. Only when you have reached this point will you be able to make the breathing deep, slender, long, and soft, which is required for a successful Tai Chi practice. He talks about emotions. Breathing is affected by your emotions. For example, when you're angry or excited, you exhale more strongly than you inhale. When you are sad, you inhale more strongly than you exhale. When your mind is peaceful and calm, your inhalation and exhalation are relatively equal. In order to keep your breathing calm, peaceful, and steady, your mind and emotions must first be calm and neutral. Therefore, in order to regulate your breathing, you must first regulate your mind. Deep and calm breathing relaxes you and keeps your mind clear. And then lastly, just talking about regulation. Regulating breathing means to regulate real breathing. This means that correct regulating means regulating is no longer necessary. Real regulating is no longer a conscious process, but has become so natural that it can be accomplished without conscious effort. In other words, although you start by consciously regulating your breath, you must get to the point where regulating happens naturally, and you no longer have to think about it. So the point of regulating your breathing is to get to where you don't have to regulate it. And that goes back to your mind being calm and peaceful. So in general, when we're breathing, we're matching the martial arts application of the movement. But you do want to think about the martial arts application, but you want to get to a point where everything is calm and peaceful and flows naturally. So let me put my book down. And we're going to do a flow that will focus on your breathing. Now, I'm going to cue some breathing for you, but if that cueing is not natural for you, then you need to practice with your own breathing pattern. Because remember, we want it to be natural, peaceful, calm. So we'll start, as we always do, just take a deep breath in, breathe it out, sinking down, and open. Now let's do preparation 3 times, thinking about breathing in as you come up and breathing out as you go down. Letting the breath be nice and long and deep, not harsh. You're not filling 100%. Don't be all tense. Let that breath relax your body. Good. Now we're going to do wave hands like clouds. And I want you to breathe in on this first step. And then breathe out on the second step. Breathe in on the third step, forming a bird's beak, breathing out as you do your single whip. Step in with that left, take a nice deep breath in, Step out with the right, pushing chi, breathing out as you push away. Breathe in as you come towards your body. We'll do pushing chi 3 times. Now holding the ball to the left, take a nice deep breath in and part the wild horse's mane. Breathe out as you release. Breathe in as you gather. Part the wild horse's mane. Breathe out. We'll do one more part the wild horse's mane. Breathing out. Then breathing in as you step up with that left and then step forward, breathing out, coming into pushing chi again. One more pushing chi. Then holding the ball to the right, breathing in, we're going to do ward off. Breathe out as you ward off and grasp the bird's tail. Breathe in as you roll back. Breathe out as you rotate and press. Breathing in, coming towards your body. Breathing out as you finish pushing chi. Then you're breathing in to do ward off on the other side. Breathe out as you ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Breathe in as you roll back. Breathe out as you rotate and press. Breathing in as you come towards your body. Breathing out as you push away. Now we're going to do wave hands like clouds going to the right. So breathing in, breathing out. One more step to the right, breathing in, but bring that left foot in because now we're going to step to the left. Breathing out. Breathing in, one more step. And now breathe out as you return the tiger to the mountain. But then breathe in as you come up as we go into heaven and earth. Breathe out as you open up. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. We'll do heaven and earth one more time. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So as you practice that very simple form, I want you to focus on the breathing, but get to a point where it comes very natural with your wave hands like cloud. Body is completely relaxed, that your breathing is helping drive that relaxation and that calm, but even your mind becomes very clear. You get into a very meditative state because you're thinking about that breathing, but then you don't have to think about it anymore. Practice this very simple form, and I hope you enjoy being a little calmer this week. See you next week.